Hey everyone, I just want to go over my Arcanist build that I use for the new trial, Gzemnid's Reliquary, and I just want to quickly go over it, right? I use Thaumaturge more often than Arcanist, but I think Arcanist is a little bit stronger within it, right? But it's up to you what you want to decide. So everything's kind of like the same as the Thaumaturge, right? Went over a few different options before of boots, right? Of different choices you can run. Versatile leggings, right? The Waste of Wanderers, all good choices. Um, and then I just like the crit severity ones. Uh, I use the dragon set for the extra 7.5% combat advantage. Just helps out, right? I can just find some more uh, increased outgoing damage, right? And then it's just hard to get some of the stats, right? Compared to Thaumaturge, right? When you get like 400 crit severity easily, it's a little more challenging to get some stats, some percents, right? But I like the dragon set. You're always attacking, right? It makes you need to attack with the encounters. So it makes you very aggressive playstyle. Beholder ring, uh, combat advantage ring, right? Once I get the dodge ring, I'll be running that instead. Then I'll have to switch up my boots to Wasteland Wanderers, right? Or I have to switch my shirt and stuff like that, right? To get the extra combat advantage. But we'll see. The main artifact's going to change depending on what you're told, right? And then these ones, the higher item level ones, I'm leveling up. This will go in the slot, right? And then we'll uh, extra 1500 item level artifact. Stats, dexterity and int. I need the dexterity for the crit severity because I don't run squash soup. I run watermelon sorbet, and that's why I have that, right? If it wasn't, I run charisma instead for the extra recharge speed. Stat-wise, everything's pretty much capped for ratings-wise. I think accuracy with will be with what's it called, the lightning enchantment. So I'll gain an extra like 4,000 from Sunlords, and then the Mystic Aura, right? So 54. Then it was like 62-ish, right? So it's getting up there. Within it, you can run a little bit higher depending on what you run for. Consumables, right? And then 5% for watermelon sorbet, right? So it's roughly around 70-ish, so which is high 60s, 70, which is I think fine. And then crit strike is high just because of the two rings that give me both crit strike. And then everything else is pretty much capped, or maybe like 89 point something and stuff like that, right? But that's what I kind of run. Obviously, these are going to change depending on what you run. These two obviously the best in slot of what you want to run, right? And then the lightning enchantment you get from the new zone. I like the recharge speed for the Arcanist just because of what's it called? This one, right? So Chaos Magic. So you have 7% chance to apply one of the three buffs on your counter or daily powers, right? So if you can, the faster you can get your encounters off, right? You can get Power Surge, Rapid Recovery, right? And Quick Action. Quick Action is awesome in between artifact calls, right? To get the AP gain. Because if this goes off like consistently, you can get your AP back in like 10 seconds. Right? And then obviously the cooldown recovery during an artifact call is awesome. And then your at wills that's just kind of cool too, right? But this is why I choose the recharge speed over the action point one, right? But it's up to you which you want to decide. Movement speed is awesome too, but I like recharge speed for the because of that one as well. Powers wise, I do Ray of Frost. I know you can put Storm Pillar with the mobs in P1. You pretty much just Ray of Frost and stuff like this, right? It doesn't like you can obviously do some magic missile every once in a while, but I don't think it's that important. Storm Pillar and P1 on the mobs if you wanted to, but it kind of refreshes stuff. But Ray of Frost pretty much all times. Ray of Enfeeblement, Entangling Force, Repel, Disintegrate. Disintegrate should number one damage dealer, right? If you're not running Ray of Enfeeblement and you want to really buff yourself, right? You run the Arcane Conduit, and then buffs you at 20%. It's pretty substantial. And then plus someone else is running Raven Fieldment, you get a ton of damage. Arcane Empowerment for most dailies. I'll run Ice Knife for signs where I need it to get some like really burst damage, right? I don't have time to run Arcane Empowerment, but usually Arcane Empowerment 99.9% of the time. Storm Spell, just a nice magnitude damage, and then Arcane Power Field, right? Because you always want to be doing your dailies all the time. That's what all your damage is coming from, right? You can pretty much, if everything goes well, you can get a daily off during each artifact call and then in between. Sometimes it won't happen, which is all good, right? But that's what you kind of want to aim for. If you can get one off in between each artifact call, you're going to be doing trillion damage, right? And it's going to be good to go. Down, right? Spell twisting for the extra AP gain. Assailing Force, right? 10% to double your damage for each next encounter. Chaos Magic, Striking Advantage. And then a step above mastery, right? Because as soon as you do your first daily, right, it just helps, or it gives more arcane mastery points and stuff like that, right? Then it's good to go. But yeah, those are the things I run. Everything's the same here, pretty much. Everything's good, right? Two most important ones are the Bloodlust, right? And then action point gain and recharge speed. But you can run Forte as well. That's the only other good option. Revive Sickness. This one can switch, right, depending on what you need, and this one switches, right, depending on what you need. I run War Drummer until they nerf it, then I'll probably go back to Pseudo Dragon. 3 damage comps, Raptor, and then Alchemist Discipline, right? Once I get the dodge roll ring, I mean, this may have to change, the knight may have to change to something else, but we'll see, right? And we'll go from there. I'll do some adjustments if necessary, but it's all good. 3 accuracy ones, and then potent precision, right? Like I said, I don't run squash soup anymore, so I need the extra crit severity, right, and stuff like that. So that's what crit severity is lacking on the Arcanist, but that's how I get it. Same thing, right? The collars, those rough astral diamonds. The biggest ones are critical severity, right? Movement speed, like movement speed fast. I have the stamina gain, and then encounter power, right? So encounter power and crit severity are needed. I ran 3 4-slot ones, Lionheart's 2 of these, Artificial Persuasion, Assassin's Covenant, right, and Mender's Covenant for the extra offensive stats. I could switch out these 2 as well. I would be dunning, I think I'll be under a little bit, right, but you may be over depending on your build, right, or you can switch out Artificial Persuasion for another 4-slot one, right, for the extra item level. But like I said, we'll see once. If I had the new Bulgara mount, then I'd put that one in, maybe for the assassins, right? And then it'll be good to go with that. This one, right? Any tunnel vision that you have, and then I like quick action, right? I want to make sure my daily's coming up as fast as possible. So the extra 6% does take off a few seconds, right? And then it's up, and then you can get it off in between artifact calls, hopefully. But like I said, if you don't like that one, you can run Veracity. You can run any other one that you need actual ratings for and stuff like that, right? So it's all good. So that's the Thaumaturge or the Arcanist build, right? Let me know what you think. Try it out and see. And then both builds are very strong. It all depends on what you kind of like to do, right? Both Arcanist and Thaumaturge, very different playstyles within it, but both are very, very strong. So hope you enjoy the video, and good luck.